Props and Locks on Fox 10 is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more.
Hey, welcome into Props and Locks, brought to you by FanDuel. I'm Sierra Santos. We're your weekly go-to show for sports betting, and it's the Steelers and Vikings that kick off Week 14 of the NFL. The lines and best props for Thursday Night Football coming your way in just a little bit. But let's bring in our betting bestie, Ben Stevens, host of The Morning After on Sports Grid. And we're not saving the best for last this week. We're eating dessert first. We start with Monday Night Football, where the Cardinals still own the best record in the NFL at 10-2, hosting the Rams in a huge NFC West matchup with playoff implications on the line. Cards can lock in a playoff berth with a win.
Yes, you're talking about huge playoff implications, specifically in that NFC West. The Cardinals have taken firm grasp of this division. Right now in the FanDuel Sportsbook, Arizona is minus 1250 to win the NFC West. The Rams plus 800. They could make up a ton of ground with a victory on the road on Monday night. The Rams have only been booked as an underdog one prior time this year. They won that game outright. But Arizona, not only the best record in the NFL, Sierra, like you mentioned, also tied for the second best record against the number, 9-3 ATS this year.
Well, the Cardinals haven't beaten the Rams on their own home turf since 2014, so maybe that's where the -2 comes in. But Sunday Night Football, a heated rivalry that may be a little icy as of late when it comes to competitive standards. The Bears travel to Lambeau to take on Aaron Rodgers of the Packers. This is the fattest spread I've ever seen in my life. Maybe not in my life, but -11.5.
For a double-digit spread in a primetime game, certainly fat is a word that you could use, although it has worked in the Bears' favor by a point. 67% of the early betting handle backing Chicago against the number. That's a bold move because Green Bay holds the best record against the spread in all of the NFL. 10-2 ATS this year for the guy that says, "I own you, Chicago." I'm just quoting Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, and it looks like Justin Fields will have a tough test in his return. Now, another game that may not be filling a primetime slot, but it's still going to draw a lot of eyes. Bucks at Bills. We all saw the fabulous weather in Buffalo. And though Tom Brady, though, he's not afraid of the frigid temps. Tampa can clinch their division. Well, this is also kind of a must-win for Buffalo. Otherwise, they're going to be outside of the playoff picture. Looking in, Bucks are 3-point favorites. Two high-powered offenses as well. Over-under sits at 53.5.
Yeah, that 53 and a hook for a total is the largest of the entire Week 14 slate. How happy are you, if you're Josh Allen, to leave Buffalo, New York, and get to go to Tampa Bay, Florida this week to see an over-under total of 53 and a hook? The Bucks are really, really good at home, Sierra. 4-1 against the spread at home this year. You mentioned Buffalo needing this win. If they drop to 7-6, they might be on the outside looking in at the playoffs, still minus 440 to make the postseason on the FanDuel Sportsbook right now.
Now, it's been a while since we looked at Super Bowl futures, and we talked about the Bucks, the Cards, the Packers. If you were going to place your money on a futures bet today, who are you leaning toward?
I'll tell you what I'm leaning toward, taking the Cardinals as the #1 overall seed in the postseason. That's what you can do on the FanDuel Sportsbook. If I'm looking to back somebody in the futures market, I think I might look at the Green Bay Packers because they are not the favorite right now in the NFC. Thus, they present value. They're plus 380 to win the NFC Conference crown. They certainly have the makeup and the moxie to get it done when it counts the most.
All right, no Adam Thielen for the Vikings, but Minnesota is still favored in tonight's Thursday Night Football matchup with the Vikings. We talk the props you need to know after the break.
Welcome back to Props and Locks, brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook.
Welcome back into Props and Locks, and we are edging closer to kickoff for Thursday Night Football. The Steelers are in Minneapolis to take on the Vikings, a team that's going to be shorthanded. Pittsburgh trying to hang in the AFC playoff picture, while Minnesota just wants to wash that nasty taste out of their mouth after allowing the Lions to get their first win of the season last week. Now, despite key injuries to offensive weapon, that's not really affecting the line. The Vikings are 3.5-point favorites at home, minus 178 on the money line, Ben.
Sierra, trends you need to know for this game. 11 of the last 13 NFL Thursday games have hit the under. Something you need to know from that perspective. The Pittsburgh Steelers have been very good as an underdog this year, 5-2 ATS, winning 4 of those 5 games outright. The Minnesota Vikings have been terrible as a favorite this year, only 1-4 against the number as a favorite, only winning 2 of those 5 games outright. Does that stick? Is the trend your friend on Thursday? Or will everything get flipped on its head? I guess we'll wait and see.
Okay, let's get to the props. Steelers wide receiver Deontay Johnson has been producing a lot as of late. You like his over on 6.5 total receptions and Kirk Cousins over on 1.5 touchdown passes. He's thrown at least 2 in his last 5 games.
Sierra, you took the words right out of my mouth. I cannot add any further handicap than that. Captain Kirk has been good over his last 5 games, at least 2 touchdown passes in 5 straight. Deontay Johnson has gone over that number of 6.5 total receptions in 4 straight games for the Steelers. He has 120 targets from Big Ben Roethlisberger, the most targeted receiver on the Steelers. I like both of those props tonight.
All right, my favorite part of the show is just around the corner. We dive into Ben's best bets of the week coming up after the break.
Welcome back to Props and Locks, brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook.
The show's called Props and Locks, and we don't shortchange you. It's time for the Locks of the Week. I'm Sierra Santos. He's Ben Stevens, a.k.a. Big Ten Ben. We start with college hoops, and yeah, you know, we are multi-dimensional. We don't just care about football around here. The only college football game of the week that's on the docket is also coming up, but I want to get your opinion on what you think about GCU and ASU. The Lopes off to an 8-1 start on the season.
Yeah, GCU has been very good this year. Arizona State has not. This is the first game in the last 6 games that the Sun Devils have been a favorite. But there's a very smart man in college basketball. His name is Kenneth Pomeroy. He uses numbers and models to predict games. He thinks Arizona State wins by 6 tonight. Who am I to doubt Ken Pom? Give me the Sun Devils laying 3.5.
He's never wrong. All right, the 122nd annual Army-Navy game. The most patriotic rivalry in college sports. Army pitched a 15-zip shutout last year, and you once again think points are going to be at a premium.
Sierra, it's the middle of December. It's 2 triple option offenses from our service academies. Look at that glorious over-under total of 34.5. No Big Ten football, but that's a Big Ten total. And we take an under in Army-Navy until proven otherwise.
The Lions are coming in hot. Red hot after their first win of the season, but Ben, you are projecting a major cool down when they play the Broncos. You are taking that plus money this Sunday.
Oh, I am looking at the Detroit Lions. Do they win their 2nd game of the year? I don't care. They're 8-4 against the spread this year. Good teams win, great teams cover.
Good stuff, Ben. We are back next week with an all-new Props and Locks immediately before Thursday Night Football.